Warm greetings and welcome, dear audience. This is Dr. Esther Mala, your firstly and successful global educator, SDG, ESG, and STEM, and technology enthusiast from Malaysia. Dear respected, precious audience, esteemed academicians, our dedicated project team of Elegant Empire Education welcomes you to our professional masterclass again with our Honorable Professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi. Today, her topic, she's from Rajiv Gandhi Research College in Chandrapur, India. And she's, of course, international speaker, multi-award winner, author, and many, many more. Yes, she's also a researcher. Today, let's join our masterclass on STEAM and featuring latest technology and management skills designed for university students, college learners, and working professionals. Led by distinguished academician and industry experts, this program explores cutting edge innovations in management, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Gain insights in AI, robotics, data science, IoT, and more, while understanding the real world applications. This masterclass aims to enhance knowledge, foster innovation, and create awareness of the rapidly evolving technology landscape. Stay ahead in your field by equipping yourself with essential skills and future ready expertise. Empower your learning, elevate your career. Welcome, dear Honorable and lovely masterclass trainer today, Dr. Assistant Professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi. Welcome, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And greetings to all the esteemed audience. And thank you, Dr. S. Jamala, for this wonderful opportunity. In fact, yes, it is a very interesting topic that we'll be discussing today. That is sustainable and green data
Yes,
centers.
I forgot to introduce the topic. So sorry.
Yeah,
Sustainable
yeah. Can
and
we have
green data centers. Very hot topic. Carry on. You
yeah?
want the
Can we have
slides?
this slide? Yeah.
Yes.
So nowadays, when we talk about data, well, yes, the data is everywhere. We are continuously sending and receiving data through our emails, through text messages, through WhatsApp messages, or any other social media platform that you must be using. The images, text, videos, audios, whatever you may be exchanging. You know that this is all a kind of data that we are transmitting and receiving. So where, but how have you ever wondered, like how this data is going from one place to the other? I just send an image to you on WhatsApp and you receive it within minutes. So how it is happening? So who is doing this? Who is operating this for you? Though we know that we are sitting at a place and the person is to whom you are sending the email is sitting in some other place, but still this goes on. So here the data centers, they come into in, and they are doing a lot of work which we don't even realize. But now when we talk about sustainability, there is a term that is coming up, that is the green data centers and sustainable data centers. So before knowing what are green data centers, let's just have a look at what are data centers. So when we talk about data centers, these are highly specialized facilities specifically designed to house and manage a vast array of computer systems. It will be having servers, it will be having networking systems, equipments, and storage infrastructure. And the primary purpose of having a data center is to process the data, store and distribute the data among the various application and services such as website for the cloud computing and enterprise operations. So these facilities come in different sizes, ranging from small server rooms to very big and purpose-built complexes. And these data centers are playing a very important role in this digital age, underpinning the functionality of the internet, data-driven businesses, and the critical infrastructure. So these are some of the points that actually signify the importance of or indicate the importance of data centers. So if we talk about the importance of data centers, we cannot just concentrate on any one or two areas, but it is really vast, and it is crucial for different reasons, for a variety of reasons. So first one, we can say, is the digital transformation, because the data centers, they are important for digital transformation, enabling organizations to collect, process, and analyze an enormous amount of data, resulting in improved efficiency, innovation, and new digital services and products. The second one, cloud computing. It plays an important role in providing cloud computing services. Like you must have heard of Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. So all these are leading providers, and they depend on these data center networks to deliver a wide range of cloud-based solutions to the customers across the world. Then internet services, which we have been using every day, because internet services, they play a role in processing and delivering data whenever you are accessing online services, when you are using social media, when you are using e-commerce platform or online websites, or online shopping sites that you are using, or you're streaming your content live on YouTube or any other such channels. So they ensure that this digital services that we rely on are readily available and they're responsive. Then business continuity. The data centers provide redundancy and high availability to ensure the continuity of the business, because redundant system and backup data will help prevent the loss of data, and it will also reduce the service downtime. Data storage. So yes, of course, this is the most important feature, because when we are talking about data, and as I said, we are exchanging a lot of data. So data centers will provide secure, scalable, and reliable storage solutions for an ever growing volume of data, because we know that even if we see our phones, our laptops, we can see how the amount of data that we are storing in the form of some documents, PDFs, images, how much it is increasing. So it data centers, it will provide storage. It doesn't matters like how much volume of data we are having. It can be your personal files, or it can be some files or data sets or database that we are using for the records. Then data centers support scientific research, simulation, and data analysis in the field of climate modeling and particle physics. Then it also helps in various government functions, including maintaining public records, securing sensitive data, and ensuring the smooth operation of the different public services that we are using. So this is about the market size of the data centers, like how it is having, or how the market size of the data center. Center market size is expected to be valued at 125.35 billion US dollars in 2024, and is anticipated to reach around USD 364.62 billion by 2034. So it will expand at a CAGR of 11.39% over the forecast period of 2024 to 34. So some of the factors that are actually contributing to its growth are increasing global demand for cloud computing services, then growing importance of big data analytics, then organization pursuit of digital transformation initiative that will contribute to the market growth, then trend towards edge computing for decentralized data processing, then sustainability practices, because nowadays we have an increased focus on eco-friendly and energy efficient data centers. Then the hybrid cloud environment, due to because there is a rise in the adoption of hybrid cloud strategies for having better flexibility and combining on premises and cloud resources for optimized performance. And of course, due to the opportunities, the companies that are involved into it, they are actually trying to have and they actually try to have better opportunities to and have better infrastructures to meet the growing demand. Now, if we talk about the key sustainability issues, yes, yeah, I think I've already finished this. Yeah. So, if we talk about the sustainability issues and how it is going on, uh, so energy consumption, water usage. So these are some of the issues that we have been observing. Green data centers, yes, it was a data center, we can say, but here we are keeping in view of how you will be maintaining sustainable practices. Now, some of the issues I will just talk in short, like energy consumption. So the data centers, they have a very large amount of energy consumption, large amount of electricity is required for the power servers, for the cooling systems, and the other infrastructure. And there were estimated, there were many reports which have actually shown that these data centers account for a significant portion of the global greenhouse gas emissions. Then water usage of data centers, because these data centers will require water for cooling with the increasing demand because as the computing power increases, so the requirement for cooling will increase, and so the water consumption will increase. So water scarcity and climate change, if we see these issues are again yeah, elevated by this data centers, then lot of e-waste is being produced because the rapid changes in the technology, the rapid advancements in the technology. So we require advanced data center equipments, we require advanced storage devices, and due to this, the old the servers or any other electronic devices that we're using, they become obsolete. So a lot of e-waste is created. Then yes, of course, greenhouse gas emissions are being there at the smoke, because data centers, they depend on fossil fuels for generating electricity, and it contributes to carbon emissions, and of course it will again worse the climate change that we are using. The next one is the land use, because the expansion of data centers, it requires substantial land, which can lead to habitat destruction and other environmental impacts. Then AI and data center growth. So, because there is an increase in the AI application, so there is an increased demand for the data center capacity, and it is again increasing the concerns for sustainability that we talk about. Now, these are some of the key metrics that we have for key metrics that we constant for understanding, like what makes the data center great. So, understanding this, it requires the operation and performance of the data center in various ways. So if you talk about this, yes, first one is the power usage effectiveness. So the power usage, it measures effectiveness, it measures the energy efficiency of data centers by calculating the ratio of total energy consumed to energy consumed by the IT equipment alone. Then total power usage effectiveness. So this helps indicate the degree of energy use as delivered from the utility to the silicon hardware, to the silicon, that is the IT hardware component level, and it is the ratio of total energy into the data center to the total energy used by the computational components. Then data center efficiency will assess the overall performance and effectiveness of a data center, considering factors like energy efficiency, equipment utilization, and operational efficiency. Then the next factor is renewable energy usage. So this metric will quantify the percentage of renewable energy sources used by data center, indicating its level of reliance on clean and sustainable energy. Then we have carbon emission intensity. So the carbon emission intensity will measure the amount of carbon emissions generated per unit of data center activity, providing insights into the center's environmental impact. Water usage effectiveness. It evaluates the water efficiency of a data center by contrasting the amount of water consumed to the IT equipment's energy consumption. Then electronic waste recycling rate. So this metric will measure the percentage of electronic waste generated by a data center that is recycled or disposed of responsibly. Then material efficiency, it focuses on optimizing resources, utilization, and minimizing the waste with the data center's equipment, infrastructure, and construction materials. Then energy reuse and effectiveness, it quantifies the efficiency of reusing waste energy generated within a data center. So these are the few metrics that we use. Then yes, now this is a term that we discuss every day, about the growing impact of sustainability. So, and we know that the sustainability, when we talk about it, resides at the intersection of environmental, societal, and economical conditions. So, embracing sustainability um in data centers, it is very important to minimize the greenhouse gas emission, to reduce their impact on climate change, and reduce reliance on non-renewable energy sources. And embracing a sustainability in data center, by embracing sustainability, it will enhance an organization's reputation and it will demonstrate its commitment to corporate social responsibility. And the customers and the stakeholders increasingly expect business to uh, have a priority for sustainability, and green data center can positively influence brand image and attract environmentally conscious partners and clients. And of course, today nowadays there are more people who are whatever practices they have for at the industrial level. They want it to be sustainable, and they want it in a way that it does not harm the environment. The next is how these green data centers will help in mitigating the environmental impacts. So green data centers will play a very important role into it. So the first one is reduction in carbon footprint, greenhouse gas emissions, because the green data centers, they concentrate more on being energy efficient and utilize the renewable energy sources to reduce the carbon emission and reduce their overall environmental footprint. Then green data centers, they implement robust recycling programs and they adopt responsible waste management practices to reduce the waste generation and promote recycling and reuse of materials. Then water conservation and sustainable practices, data centers, the green data centers, they focus on green techniques. They employ innovative cooling techniques such as liquid cooling, water reuse system to reduce water consumption, and implement sustainable water management practices. Then green IT strategies are there, which include deploying smart technology, powering down IT equipment when they are not in use, and scheduling computer usage, selecting energy efficient computer gear, employing automated power management, and using temperature checks to optimize cooling. So these are some of the techniques which the data centers are using to reduce the negative environmental impact that it has. Then for the green data centers, there is another thing that we need to discuss, that is innovative design strategies, so that we can improve the energy efficiency. Because yes, when we talk about sustainability, one or we talk about green data centers, ensuring energy efficiency is very very much important. So this table it describes some innovative design strategies that can contribute to making the green data centers energy efficient. So first one is efficient airflow management techniques. So in this, the methods involve optimizing the airflow within the data centers to improve cooling efficiency and reduce the energy waste. And it includes practices such as implementing hot SL and cold SL containment, using blanking panels to prevent airflow, and utilizing raised floor designs to control air distribution. Then advanced cooling system and technologies are there. So it includes liquid cooling solutions such as direct to chip or immersion cooling. It will offer more efficient heat dissipation than traditional air cooling methods. And these technologies like free cooling leverage outdoor air or chill water sources during favorable conditions. Then energy efficient hardware components and server virtualization. Using for energy efficient hardware components and implementing server virtualization, these are very important practices that will increase the energy efficiency of the data center, or they will make the data centers more energy efficient. So energy efficient servers with high efficiency power supplies, low power processors, and intelligent power management feature will reduce the energy consumption. Along with the energy consumption, another factor that is to be considered here is efficient power distribution. So, utilizing efficient power distribution such as overhead busy-based systems or intelligent power distribution units, it will minimize the power losses and it will improve the energy efficiency. So, these systems allow more precise power delivery and improve monitoring and the control capabilities. For making these data centers green, another factor is the renewable energy integration. So here we will be seeing how renewable energy sources can be used for the data centers, and we know that the renewable energy sources that are commonly used are the hydropower, solar energy, wind energy, and the energy sources that we'll be using. It depends on our geographical location, like what kind of renewable energy sources are available freely or available abundantly in your region. So the first method that we have is on-site renewable energy generation. So data centers can install, for example, solar panels, wind turbines, or other renewable energy systems on their premises to directly generate clean energy for powering their operations. So this approach will allow data centers to become self-sufficient in terms of energy production and reduce the reliance on grid for grid supplied electricity, means the dependence on the grid for electricity will be reduced. Then offsite renewable energy procurement, where the data centers can get source renewable energy from the third party suppliers who specialize in providing clean energy. So these suppliers will generate renewable energy through wind farms or solar parks, and then they will supply this to the data centers through the existing grid infrastructure. The next one was a power purchase agreements and renewable energy credits. So the data centers can enter into agreements with the renewable energy providers to purchase renewable energy that is generated offsite, so that they can support renewable energy projects and offset their carbon footprints, even if they cannot generate renewable energy at their own site. Their energy storage system. So, integrating energy storage solutions such as batteries, it will allow the data centers to store excess renewable energy for further use and ensure a more consistent and a reliable power supply. Microgrids and decentralized energy system, using this will within the data center, it will allow for integrating renewable energy sources at local level. So these systems can combine renewable energy generation, energy storage, and advanced energy management technologies to optimize energy uses and minimize the dependency on the non-renewable sources. And now let's see, like which famous yes, these are examples of data centers that are using renewable energy. That is the Facebook, Microsoft, and the Apple. So if we talk about this, how these companies are utilizing the green data centers. So the Facebook data center in Sweden is powered by a combination of hydroelectric and wind power. Hydroelectric power is derived from the nearby Newly River, which has multiple hydroelectric power plants, and the region has ample wind farms that will supply clean energy. Microsoft its data center in Wyoming is powered by a 237 megawatt wind farm that is located directly adjacent to the facility. And these turbines provide all the electricity that is required to operate the data center and making it a data center that is completely powered by renewable energy. Then Apple's Median data center in North Carolina is one of the largest data centers in the world that is powered entirely by renewable energy. So it utilizes a combination of the on-site solar arrays and biogas fuels to generate electricity. So, when we talk about like the power consumption of the data centers, so the cooling procedure, because when we have components like the computers or the servers, when we are using the data, so we have to employ cooling systems for them to work. Uh, for you're converting your centers into green data centers. It requires efficient cooling and heat recovery system, because if we have inefficient cooling practices, it can result in unnecessary energy waste and increase the operational cost. So let's see what are the cooling systems that we have for the green data centers. And The first one is the liquid cooling system that we have. The liquid cooling system is a direct to chip cooling method. The liquid cooling is brought directly in contact with the heat generation components of IT equipment such as processor or the graphic card. So it will allow for highly efficient heat transfer and it can handle high power density. So by efficiently removing heat at the source, liquid cooling will eliminate the need for extensive airflow and it will reduce the energy consumption that is associated with the fan driven cooling system. Then free cooling methods are there where air side economization it involves using cool outside air to provide cooling without the need for mechanical refrigeration using favorable weather conditions. Water side economization uses water resources such as rivers, lakes, or cooling towers to assist in the cooling places. This lets the data centers reduce their dependency on mechanical cooling system, minimize energy consumption while optimizing cooling effectiveness. Then heat recovery and repurposing. These methods capture heat that will otherwise be wasted and put it into good use. So, in this, there are two things. First is heat redistribution, and then the thermal energy storage. So, the waste heat from the data center components can be transferred through a network of pipes to nearby buildings for space heating during colder months. That is called as heat redistribution. Then the waste heat can be stored for later use in thermal energy storage system, and this provides more flexibility and efficiency, particularly during peak demand periods. And this is called as the thermal energy storage. So these are some of the emerging technologies that can be used for the green data centers. Of course, you know that DCIM, that is the data structure infrastructure and data center infrastructure. This is another thing that we talk about. So by leveraging these emerging technologies, the data centers can further enhance their sustainability efforts. They can optimize energy uses and they can reduce their environmental footprints. The first one is combining AI and the data center infrastructure management, that is DCIM software for energy optimization. Artificial intelligence, when integrated with DCIM, can enable real time monitoring, predictive analytics, and the optimization of data center operations for improved energy efficiency and resource utilization. The next one is edge computing and decentralized data centers. So, edge computing brings data processing closer to the source, reducing the need for long distance data transmission and enabling smaller, decentralized data centers. This approach will reduce energy consumption and latency while promoting more sustainable infrastructure development. The next one is circular economy approaches and sustainable procurement. The term circular economy, it refers to a general framework of operation that is based on eliminating waste and using or reusing resources as long as possible. The data centers can embrace circular economy principles by focusing on sustainable procurement practices. This includes sourcing energy efficient equipment, utilizing refurbished or the recycled hardware, and partnering with vendors, those are committed to environmental responsibility throughout the supply chain. So ensuring sustainability. So these are some of the practices that will help in ensuring sustainability, because the data centers enable everything that we do online, from powering the internet to making digital communication and connection possible. They also account for the highest percentage of Meta's energy use, water use, and greenhouse emission. as well as where we can have the largest impact on reducing all the three. So, if we talk about Meta, its approach to data center sustainability. In that, if we talk about three main features, first is conserving water. So, becoming water positive by 2030 is one of the Meta's largest and ambitious sustainability goals, and it works with reducing to reduce our water usage. Then Meta actually takes measures such as recycle water for construction purposes wherever possible, implementing best management practices to reduce construction water needs, and recycling water within their facility many times to reduce their water usage. Meanwhile, outside their buildings, they use a combination of native plant species, efficient irrigation, and alternative water sources, along with smart scheduling technologies. And with this, they save nearly 130 million gallons of water per year. The second is reducing waste and recycling materials. So, net zero and waste reduction they go hand in hand. For a data center to be truly sustainable, a circular approach must be implemented. So, viewing waste as a valuable resource that can be reused, repurposed, or recycled. Meta actually works to keep data center construction and demolition waste out of landfills and incineration facilities by recovering, reusing, and recycling materials and continuing to pilot new approaches to reduce the waste even further. And in 2022, Meta recycled, reused, or redonated 158,000 tons, diverting 91% of potential waste from the local landfills. Green certification. So, when it all comes together, a data center building is certified, LEED certified, that we call Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So, MEDA is a lead goal by the US Green Building Council because they are following best practices for the environmental and sustainability criteria related to design and construction. And today, 33 metadata center buildings are certified LEED Gold as well as LEED Platinum in Sweden, and they're representing more than 19 million square feet in all. So these are some of the practices that are being used everywhere. And yes, if we talk about energy efficiency data centers that I talked about, so energy efficiency is very very important because first one is the cost saving because maximizing energy efficiency it will reduce operational expenses by lowering energy consumption and associated utility cost. Environmental sustainability because the energy efficient data center will minimize carbon emissions and contribute to uh, environmental conservation and sustainability efforts. Then the third one is scalability and future proofing. Efficient data centers will have the flexibility to accommodate future growth and increased computing demands without excessive energy consumption. Regulatory compliance, meeting energy efficiency standards and regulation will help the data centers adhere to environmental guidelines and avoid penalties. Then resource conservation, energy efficiency in data center will promote responsible resource usage by minimizing energy waste, optimizing resource utilization, by which the data centers can conserve valuable natural resources and contribute to a more sustainable future. Then energy efficiency goes hand in hand with improved reliability and performance in data centers, efficient cooling system, power distribution, equipment design. This all result in operational stability, reduced downtime, and enhanced performance of IT infrastructure. Then, of course, if we talk about, as I talked about, the renewable energy sources. So, the best practices, if you talk about the best practices that are being integrated into the data center, that are the first one is like monitoring that has been going on. Yes, So the sustainability metrics that we call. So these metrics are very essential to the green data center. They can manage something that you are not able to measure sometimes. So the data center operations can measure power consumption and carbon emissions data with the help of software, and then use it to optimize efficiency or address shortcomings. The second one is by conducting a thorough feasibility assessment by assessing the viability and the potential benefits of the renewable energy integration. Then having energy efficiency as a priority within the data center before integrating renewable energy, implementing efficient cooling system, then choosing appropriate renewable energy or selecting renewable energy technology that suits the best data center. It is very, very important to meet the energy demands, and also properly using the available resources. Then exploring energy storage solutions such as batteries or pumped hydro storage to store excess energy generated by renewable energy. Implementing a robust monitoring system to track the performance of renewable energy sources and overall energy consumption. And real-time data monitoring and analysis allow for proactive identification of issues, optimization of energy usage, and stay up to date with the emerging technologies and incentives, keeping abreast of the latest advancements in the renewable energy technologies and incentives that are offered by the governments of the utility providers. And one more thing that I would like to discuss over here is, uh, uh, as I already told, that there are the AI and DCIM when we are integrating it with the data centers and we are trying to maintain sustainability. So the youngsters were actually looking up for jobs. They look up for, like, they need a job in a data center because they have some kind of software knowledge. But beyond that, if you're trying to use the knowledge of AI to ensure sustainability, to ensure circularity, it will help you a lot. So try to develop the skills by which you can promote sustainability. Try to develop skills by which you can help the data centers to become green. And this will have better job prospects in the future if you talk about. So, yes, with this, I come to the end of my presentation, that the green data centers, they are not only essential for the reducing the environmental footprint of the IT industry, but also for ensuring a sustainable and resilient digital infrastructure. Their adoption and continued development are very important in our collective journey towards a more greener and more sustainable future. And I hope that through this short presentation, we are able to explore the various important considerations that are related to green data centers, highlighting their significance and reducing the environmental impact. So, thank you. Thank you very much. This is all what I had from my side. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Anjum, for this such a brilliant and insightful sharing today. And I'm very sure I have to watch your slide again, on YouTube I think there's a lot of things for me to digest as well. And I'm very sure our audience would have enjoyed this session and gained much about what is green data, what is green data center, and whatever related to it. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Anjum. Congratulations. We are looking forward to have another session with you. Yeah, so hopefully next month. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
thank you so much. Yeah, dear audience, thank you for your time. Thank you for your kind attention and support. And we will meet you again in another professional masterclass on next Thursday. And on Wednesday, please don't forget, as usual, SCG Forum hosted by our Dr. Anjum Qureshi. And next Wednesday with another amazing panelist. Thank you. Bye bye.